good, everybody? It's UturnCrobat here. U-turning into today with week 9 of the NPCC. But before we get into anything, guys, before we get to anything, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you leave a gigantic like on this battle before I get into anything more. Everyone, I need to lay out a few things before I actually tell you my team. So we're going up against Jacob, aka Jacob as always, Mr. Nintendo Fan Man. His link, Twitter link, and all that good stuff will be down in my description, so please make sure you go check him out. He is a great friend of mine. And so before I get into the teams, so back season 2, we beat Jacob, then Jacob beat us. We defeated him, and he defeated us, and he became season 2 champions. Season 3 starts up. He defeated us, and then this battle was a bit personal, because he defeated us the last 2 times, guys. This is a bit personal for me. This was as if it was life or death. It was life or death. We really needed this win. Granted, if we lost, we would have still made it into playoffs, but it didn't really matter. It was just a personal battle for me. Me and Jacob have this little rivalry going on in the NPCC, and it's rather fun, if I do say so myself. But you guys didn't click on this video to hear me rant. You guys clicked on the video to actually see some goddamn battling. Some Pokemans. So let me introduce to you my team that I am bringing this week. I am bringing an Assault Vest Adamant Azumarill, Huge Power, Aqua Jet, Play Rough, Knockoff, and Superpower. Bringing Timid, a Timid Babiri Berry, Kyurem Black with Ice Beam, Fusion Bolt, Earth Power, Roost. A Calm, Black Sludge, Clear Body, because it doesn't really matter what ability I had on Technical, it didn't really benefit us. But Scald, Rapid Spin, Haze, and Dazzling Gleam. Haze, Haze in case really anything wanted to set up like that Manaphy. That Manaphy was rather scary, and in case any of his other mons really want to set up, we have Haze to kind of lower all those defenses and whatnot. I'm not even sure what Haze does, to be honest with you. Let's find out right now. It eliminates all stat changes, like I thought. We have Uxie with Mental Herb. In case anything wants to taunt us, we're able to break through that taunt and set up a layer of Stealth Rocks like we have right here. Stealth Rocks, U-turn, Psychic, and Knockoff. We have actually a bold Uxie right here, and Shaman is Choice Specs Modest, just like we brought last week. Seed Flare, or Power Hidden Power Ice, and Healing Wish. The new member on this roster, or not really a new member on the roster, but a new member to the team that we rarely use, is Rhydon. Adamant, Eviolite, obviously. The ability didn't really matter, but I packed Lightning Rod. This is a setup Rhydon. Sword Stance, Rock Polish, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. Looking at my opponent's team, looking at Jacob's team, he is bringing the Exceligor, the Gardevoir, the Alolan Persian, the Manaphy, the Cobalion, and the Zapdos. Now, team building, guys. Team building, we weren't really sure if he was going to be bringing that Dhelmise, because in the past, that Dhelmise posed a problem. That Dhelmise was, it was Anchor Shot, it was toxic, I do believe it was sub. And so that's one reason why we brought the Babiri Berry on Kyurem Black, is simply because we want to take those, let me double check, I think the Babiri Berry is for, those Steel-type moves, right? Yeah, that's what I thought, Steel-type moves. And so, that's one reason why we brought the Babiri Berry. Also, for that Iron Head on Cobalion, just in case we get caught in that situation. But if Kyurem is face-to-face with that Dhelmise, then we can take an Anchor Shot. And then the Babiri Berry pop, then we can eat up another Anchor Shot if need be, and just more or less Dhelmise is kind of 2-shot with Ice Beam, but luckily he did not bring Dhelmise. We did expect him to bring Zapdos, at least Cobalion. I was rather expecting him to bring the Manaphy. He didn't bring it last time, but because this was our kind of like the last battle of the season, it was kind of a what-if scenario. What if he brought Manaphy? What could we do to eliminate any stats? Or what if he did start setting up scenarios like that? And that Gardevoir, I wasn't really expecting him to bring, but he does bring it. I was expecting him to bring that Alolan Persian, because he did bring it last time. He's been bringing a Scarfed Persian, Alolan Persian, and I did kind of expect him to bring that Exceligor. But I'm just going to go right into this battle, and all of you can kind of see what goes down. Now, because he did not bring that Dhelmise, I am freely safe. just easily lead off with my Kyurem Black, the Johnny Christ. I wasn't sure who he was going to lead off with, but I did see that Excelgor, and I thought to myself, if he is bringing Excelgor, then my lead right now is Kyurem Black, because Kyurem Black does have enough HP where if Excelgor wanted to go for Final Gambit, then Kyurem Black does have enough HP where I can take that, and I can just fire off an Ice Beam, or just really anything. Now, I wanted to shoot off an Ice Beam on the Excelgor. It didn't really matter that I hit I didn't hit a couple things going through my mind. It didn't really matter that I hit the Ice Beam on the Cobalion here, but the funny thing is, last time he and I battled, he kind of did the same thing. He kind of threw his Cobalion in and on the way of an Ice Beam, and he got frozen. So when we were shooting off that Ice Beam, I really wanted to freeze that Cobalion just because it would have been so fucking funny. It would have been so ironic. It would have been hilarious. Like, I was just hoping I could freeze it just because it would have been so ironic and just funny. I don't know. That's just me. But, as you can see, that, we do fire off an Earth Power. We take out the Cobalion after a close combat. With enough HP, we are able to live that close combat, as you saw. Thank God we are able to. But the Flash comes back out. At this point, we don't have a lot of HP, and I really don't want to get hit with a Final Gambit if that's what he's going to be doing. I wasn't really sure, but at this point, our second Mon that could take a Final Gambit is, in fact, our Technicruel, and I was predicting him to use a Final Gambit. I wasn't really sure, but looking at a couple of things. One, looking at, because he's using another Bug Buzz, and also looking at that damage, I kind of figured he was going to be a Choice Specs Excelgor, because that did a lot of damage. Even on a Technicruel with our defense, that did a lot of damage. I'm going to go ahead and Rapid Spin. I have no reason not to. Cobalion's dead. Cobalion is gone. So our opponent has no answer, or has no reason to set up any more rocks, because he's rather dead. So, unfortunately, our Technicruel does get paralyzed, which is really unfortunate, but at the same time, we do have Healing Wish on Shaman if we need to heal up Technicruel, or any Mon really that wants to, or any Mon that really is going to put in the work in the future of this battle. I'm going to go ahead and burn the Zapdos right now with the Scald, and that's quite satisfactory for me because, one, I wanted to get some residual damage on this Zapdos, and at the same time, I was sacking the Technicruel off, because at this point in time, Technicruel isn't really doing much. We Rapid Spin the rocks away, it's perfectly fine. Now, I was expecting him to use a Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt or whatever and just eliminate the Technicruel. Thankfully for me, he does not. He's going to U-turn out. I wasn't sure who he was going to go into, but I was just going to go for another free Scald. I didn't really have no reason not to, just because if he wanted to stay in, that's fine. I would have gotten more residual damage, but he would have outsped and taken out Technicruel anyway, so it didn't really matter. But Technicruel's nickname is Fuck Off, and thank God we got another burn, because, well, Technicruel just says fuck off to everyone. As you can see, he did get those two burns on Gardevoir and the Zapdos. Now, we have a Gardevoir in front of us. One, this could be Specs, this could be Scarf, this could be really Expert Belt, this could be Life Orb, but as we saw, and as we're gonna see, it is not Life Orb. I'm going into a Mon who is physically defensive, and I figured he was gonna be going for a Psy Shock. I did predict him to go for a Psy Shock and not for a Psychic, simply because we have the Technicruel in front of us, and Technicruel will get hurt from a Psychic and even a Psy Shock, but I did predict right. He went for the Psy Shock instead of the Psychic, and, well, Jinder Mahal is easily able to eat that up, and he's going to switch out, allowing us to get our rocks up, which is a huge plus for us because, one, the Zapdos doesn't want to take any of that rock damage. Excelgor doesn't want to take any of that rock damage. More or less, none of his Mons want to take any of that rock damage. I'm going to go ahead and sack Fuck Off right now because I don't need it anymore. Our rocks are up, and Technicruel isn't really putting in any more work. He did what he was really supposed to do. Rapid Spun those rocks away, and he actually got 2 burns. So Technicruel is sitting really nice on that VMP spot because he put in a lot of work. For Technicruel, he really did put in a lot of work. We have that, and if you guys don't know, we have that Dazzling Gleam on that Technicruel in case he did bring a Kyurem. And if Kyurem was around, and if Kyurem did want to bring that sub, then he's not going to be safely subbing up in front of a Technicruel with Dazzling Gleam, that's for sure. But because he's going to go out into Izzy, he has no Pokemon who really are safe to take a play rough. That's why I'm going to go for a play rough right now. The KO show, the Kevin Owens show, does not take any shit from anyone. As you can see right there, the play rough almost killed that Alolan Persian. I thought it was going to KO. It kind of saddened me that it didn't, but it doesn't really matter. We have that priority Aqua Jet on us anyways, so it didn't really hurt my feelings any. That Alolan Persian did not do anything. That Alolan Persian is always scarfed, and it always fucking annoys us. Is it Torment? I'm not really sure of the move that it always uses, but it just annoys us, so I'm so fucking glad that the Kevin Owens show took out that fucking Alolan Persian. I can rest easy tonight. We're going into Rhino, that Gar. And so Zapdos is simply going to be roosting up. The reason why I made that hard switch into that Rhino here is simply because I knew for a fact that he was not going to be going for a Thunderbolt. And even if he did, I knew he was going to be... I know that Rhydon can take that. I know that he's immune to electricity. I know for a fact that he was going to be roosting up, which is the whole point. I knew for a fact that he's going to be roosting up. Why the fuck would you not roost up your Zapdos when it's really low like that? So I'm going into our Gracidia, our Shaman, because I'm expecting a Scald. I do predict right, Shaman can easily take that, and even if Manaphy does get the burn, we are natural cure, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Now, none of his Pokemon really want to take an attack from the Shaman because we are Specs, and we are special. We do have the EVs and special attack, and it's just a Shaman. It's a fucking Shaman. Shaman destroys lives. So we're able to take out the Manaphy right there, which is a huge plus. That Manaphy didn't put in any work, and we didn't allow it to put in any work, and that's a huge plus for us. Now at this point in time, he has 3 Mons left, and we're sitting pretty at about 5 Mons. And I really wanted... Okay, I need to explain this turn right here. Now, the reason why we went hard into a Azumarill expecting a Bug Buzz is simply this. He was face-to-face with a Shaman. Shaman could have killed this thing with fucking Sleep Flare. Like I said, we're Specs. So we really predicting him to use a Bug Buzz, and we did predict right. If he predicted hard and went for an Energy Ball, then good show. But he did not, thank God. So we did take a huge risk, yes, but that risk definitely paid off in our part. Now, right now, the Play Rough doesn't take this thing out, and the Burn does not take this thing out. We do not get paralyzed from the static, but unfortunately right now with the Aqua Jet, I was actually really scared to go for an Aqua Jet, but I really needed to take the static shock out, and unfortunately right here, we do get the para, and that's really unfortunate because now I'm just really afraid that Azumarill is just going to be getting caught in that para, and it's just going to pose a huge problem on our team. But I keep thinking in the back of my mind that we still have that Healing Wish, so if I need to, I can bring Shaman in, Healing Wish up, and just get rid of that para and just heal Azumarill up. So right now I am switching out and going into Jinder Mahal, simply because I know that Uxie can take an attack or two from this Gardevoir. I wasn't sure if this thing was going to be Specs or Scarfed, but looking at that damage, I'm expecting this thing to be Scarfed, simply because I think Specs would have done a hell of a lot more damage. And as you're going to see right here, we do pack a knockoff. So you are going to be seeing that Gardevoir is in fact Scarfed. Now luckily we're able to live that second Moonblast. I wasn't sure if that was a low roll or not, but because of how much the first Moonblast did, I knew for a fact that I could live at least one more Moonblast. So he's going to go for a safe Energy Ball. He really has no reason not to. The Energy Ball, 1, is going to take out Jinder Mahal, and 2, if we decided to switch out, that Energy Ball was going to destroy the Azumarill. Now, I do make a huge play right now. I'm going to go into Shaman. I am going to be outspeeding because Gardevoir no longer has that Scarf. So I thought if I go for a Healing Wish right now, then he's not going to be able to attack any of my Mons, and the Burn is just going to take him out. I was hoping that the Burn was going to take him out. I wasn't really sure. From that range, I was like 95% sure the Burn was going to take him out. But as you can see right there, I was wrong, and that really upset me because I thought that was a huge play, and I thought that was an amazing play on my part that I'm just going to go into the Healing Wish, and I'm just going to allow the Burn to take out Gardevoir. But it is what it is. I did what I needed to do. I did allow Shaman to kind of be a martyr and just heal up that Azumarill. Now Azumarill is no longer paralyzed, and he has full health, meaning that Exceligor can't do diddly to Azumarill, at least not from full. Now, the last mon that he has is in fact the Exceligor. I wasn't sure if I was going to need to Aqua Jet once or twice, but you know, just to save some time, I am glad that I was able just to eliminate the Exceligor with one Aqua Jet. Like I said, I'm glad it just saved some time because it didn't really... I mean, even if I had to take it out with 2 Aqua Jets, it would have been fine. If that thing had, if Exceligor had Energy Ball, then it wouldn't have been a huge deal, but I'm just glad it didn't. I'm just glad it didn't. Now, this was a huge freaking win for us, guys. This was a huge win because, one, we're able to defeat our division rival, or NPCC rival. I don't even know if he's in our division. I don't even know. I'm dumb. But I'm so glad we were able to beat Jacob. I really, really am. This actually makes me really, really happy because now, even like I mentioned in the beginning of this battle, even if we lost this battle, we still would have been able to make it to playoffs. But luckily, we were able to win, meaning we are going to be making it to playoffs. So for those of you who are actually paying a goddamn attention to these goddamn battles, then you would know that your new London Zoroarks are going to playoffs, so hopefully you stick around to watch that. But I think I'm going to get the hell out of here. Please make sure you go follow Jacob on Twitter. Please make sure you go subscribe to him. He is a great friend of mine. He knows what the hell he is doing regarding competitive battling, and he is going to have a live version up on his side. So please, please make sure you go check that out, just like I will be doing. But I'm going to get the hell out of here. I hope all of you have a great day, and I'll catch all of you all on the flip side.